There's just so much going on with AI, and when I first got into it, I had so many questions such as which ones are actually worth learning, which ones are going to actually increase my profit potential, which ones are just outright a waste of time. I've compiled a list of the best AI skills for you to learn in order to maximize your future income. If you don't know who I am, my name is Jake. I help thousands of people integrate AI within their lives so they remain irreplaceable. The first skill that you should learn is how to use generative AI. I feel like this is one of the biggest technological advancements that we've had as a society. Just be able to generate content on the spot and make custom content is incredible, and it's something that companies are willing to pay a lot of money for. Most notably Flux. You can train Flux on pictures of a product and it'll actually generate these photorealistic images one-to-one, no Photoshop required. And that is a very powerful skill to even know about, let alone actually perform. But kind of along with this skill, maybe like a side skill, is learning how to actually make these prompts to get the desired result that you want. And people will pay a lot of money, especially these large corporations. Glassdoor says that the starting salary is about 100 grand for people who are prompt engineers just to get the desired results from ChatGPT or these AI image generators. Knowing how to effectively communicate with these things and learn how they think and how they're digesting your prompt is essential for making it useful. If you can learn this first skill and have a deep understanding of it, it's going to set you up beautifully for all the other skills in this list. And the second most valuable AI skill that you can learn is AI data analysis. Being able to have an AI absorb information, kind of interrogate it, and then create a new data set and also condense all that down so that you can make a presentation is one of the most valuable skills in business that you can learn, because every decision in business comes down to converting data into digestible content for you to actually make sense of it, organize it, put it into graphs. So if you have this ability to take raw data and condense it down to a visual format and then also deliver that to your boss or even just to yourself if you're making your own company, that is extremely valuable. And it's just one of those things that is just so universal across every single company. You will never struggle to find a job. The starting salary for a data scientist is around 70 grand a year, so it's not something to be slept on. Having this skill set will allow you to make decisions faster, show your work to others, and just start performing instead of analyzing. There's a huge market for software engineers, especially those who can take raw, unfiltered data and organize it into a visually pleasing form. We're seeing AI being integrated into things such as Excel and other financial modeling tools, so if you master this skill now, you're going to be well ahead of the curve. The next one would have to be AI sales, and I do think there's a lot of value to be had here, but most of the videos you're going to see online are just people trying to sell you something in this space, because it's very, very, it's little sales. What can I say? The way sales traditionally works is that the person who sells the product gets a commission, 30%, 20%, which incentivizes this person to do cold outreach and drive them to go to Sam's Club and try to make everyone that walks by buy either a phone or Spectrum. But what AI now allows you to do is do automatic cold outreach. AI can now allow you to automate a lot of your sales pipeline. So it can send out cold emails for you on your behalf. It can do cold outreach on LinkedIn for you automatically. And the best part is that each outreach is a personalized piece of content, which yields much higher closure rates. It just wouldn't surprise me if every company in the US switched over to this type of sales model. And if you take the time to actually learn how this works and optimize it, then you are positioning yourself to capitalize on that future value. This next skill is actually a massive one. Coding with AI is starting to get really freaking good. You can use tools such as ChatGPT, Cloud, Sonnet 3.5, really good, and now we have DeepSeek V3. These AI are getting really good at software development, so good in fact that if you use something such as Cursor AI or Windsurf, it will automatically build you an iOS app, Android app, web app with one prompt. Like one ChatGPT prompt. Now it's not perfect, and I mean that in a way where it will do a lot of the work for you, but it can mess up, and when it does mess up, it's fatal. I mean, when you're coding, everything is very finicky, everything's very precise. If the dependency is off, then it's gonna ruin the entire thing. So I would recommend, if you wanted to get into this, learn the basics of coding at the very least, so that when the AI does come across one of those trip-ups, you can solve it yourself. After many hours of actually experimenting with this, yes, you can get pretty far without knowing anything, but you will always run into a hiccup that involves some sort of person who knows what they're doing to solve. And that's just the nature of coding, and that's just the nature of technology at this point. Like, it's gonna get better, don't get me wrong, but right now you actually need to know something about code. Not a lot, but enough to understand how a project is set up structurally, how different languages communicate with each other, and how to debug. With that being said, according to Glassdoor, within Silicon Valley, many companies are hiring coders for 200 grand a year starting. Skill number 5 is kind of a weird one, but that is developing soft skills with AI. According to a LinkedIn research study, they found a strong correlation of specific skills that people possessed that allowed them to climb the corporate ladder faster and possess better communication skills than those that don't. The only problem, of course, is that these soft skills are very hard to instill, especially because they're a part of your personality sometimes. So generally, this is something that you would need a therapist or a one-on-one coach to kind of instill into you, but you can use AI to run through scenarios and role play with you, and it'll give you feedback on what you could have done better. You could also at any moment throw a situation into ChatGPT and get its response on how it would deal with the situation. And just having the knowledge of, oh, I can throw this situation into ChatGPT to get its input will allow you to hold more meaningful conversations and get the desired results that you want effectively. This is a core aspect of leadership, and it's something that you should develop in order to have a well-balanced personality and well-balanced way of working that considers everyone's thoughts and feelings, but also is what's right. It is important to note that your EQ, your emotional intelligence, is a significant portion of your IQ. They are different. You can develop your EQ, but it's generally determined and capped at birth. Skill number 6 is AI web development. We now live in an era where these websites, you can type in a prompt and an AI will build an entire website for you. You can use stuff such as V0 by Versal, an amazing AI, especially if you partner it with Claude or DeepSeek. But the main platform that I'm talking about is Webflow. Webflow allows you to utilize AI across different pages and create complex websites. The biggest catch being that it is very hard to learn. If you take the time to master it, there will be a lot of people willing to pay you a lot of money. For a reference, many website building agencies charge around $5,000 per website. The next skill will be very useful for anybody on the creative side of things, and that is AI video editing. There are so many different AI softwares out there that will automatically cut down your clips and create videos for you. And while the editing isn't the best and world class, it is good enough for a lot of use cases. For short form content, we have things such as Opus Clip and captions. And these will take long form podcast like videos, condense them down into shorts. These are very useful tools that will save you hours of sifting through content to find the right clips. For long form content, we have both CapCut and Adobe Premiere, who now have AI integrations. In my opinion, right now is a great opportunity to get into video editing, especially with these AI tools, making it a lot smoother for beginners to start learning and not get discouraged early on. If you got really good at this skill, many companies are willing to pay around $1,000 per edited video. The next skill is AI social management, and this is a very big one. You'll need to learn how to create content using Canvas AI to create static content for YouTube, for Instagram, company websites, and any other promotional platforms. You can also outsource the work to other AIs to write captions, titles, scripts, all that stuff within ChatGPT and Claude. You can even have it optimize your SEO for your content to place better on search engines. One of the best AI tools that I've personally found useful is vidIQ. It allows you to find trending content within your niche on YouTube and kind of give you a general direction of where to start. According to Glassdoor, the starting salary for a position like this is around 50 grand and can go up to $200,000 for a brand manager at a big company. The ninth skill is a little bit niche, but you might enjoy, and that's AI development of video games. Game engines such as Unreal Engine and Unity now come with AI within it. So whereas before you needed to code everything yourself, now AI can do the controls for you or make the environment for you. And you can even use generative tools like 11 Labs to create studio quality voiceovers for your characters. I don't think this AI is going to replace those jobs. I think they're just going to be a very nice sidekick for all of those projects. I hope you found something that you liked within this list of skills. If you do end up learning some of these, or have the intention to, please let me know. I would love to hear from you guys. Please join my Discord if you would like to hang out, and if you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. Thank you.